Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Samurai, to No Holds Barred, our sort of end cap of our journeys. My name is Ezio, and as you can see, we have played a revisit to Ghost of Tsushima. This was my game of the year for 2020. We then, later on, Sucker Punch released a brilliant DLC. I've heard things of the DLC, faint mutterings. Apparently it was very good, but I never got around to playing the DLC, other things on the schedule for the channel. But with a gap between our epic journey of Breath of the Wild and our other epic journey of Yakuza Kiwami 2 on the horizon, I thought this would be a nice stopgap to get into and to play and not too strenuous between those two really big, scary games. And as it happens, I was quite right. We are playing, as you may notice from its tiny text there, but transfer PS4 console. We're playing the PS5 version, complete with DualSense controller. This thing has blown me away, by the way. I'll get into that when I get into the controls, but graphically, the game is still absolutely as beautiful as it was. Gameplay-wise, it's still absolutely fantastic. I love the combat system in this game. It's like, when I first played this game, I equated it very much to Assassin's Creed done right. I love Assassin's Creed. The name is probably a hint, but I love Assassin's Creed, and playing this, it feels like an Assassin's Creed game, not just set in Japan, which, admittedly, I'm a bit of a fan of Japan. Yeah, so, yeah, any time you spend on the channel, you'll probably figure that out in due course. But I love the history, and not all the bit parts of the samurai. There is definitely dark, shadier bits to it, but I love the whole code and stuff, and the sword fighting and the techniques, and it's just, yes. So, the gameplay ticks all the boxes for me. I absolutely love the gameplay. I love the characters. Jin is just a brilliant protagonist. Everyone is voiced superbly well. The soundtrack is amazing. The game is beautiful. And it's just everything I loved about Ghost of Tsushima is right here in the DLC. Obviously, it's just more Ghost of Tsushima. And what's not to love about that? Story-wise, you play as Jin. After the events of the first game, of the main game, you encounter a small village of people who have gone completely insane, and then you track the people behind it to the Eagle tribe, or the Eagle as their chieftain is called, and you go to Iki Island, which is the place where your father died. I didn't realise that. I thought he died on Tsushima. I'm assuming that was a bit of a retcon just to try and, build up the story for the Iki Island DLC. From there, you venture across, you lose your horse, you find your horse, and you unravel the intrigue behind your father's murder, as well as all the stuff that's happening with the Eagle tribe as Jin slowly loses his mind, sort of Batman Arkham City style, which is another game I really like, so that's another tick on the box for me. Admittedly, because I left this a 2-year gap between the last time I played this and now, it did take me a while to figure out the controls. A bit of a tutorial, or at least an asking if I wanted a tutorial would have been nice, but thankfully, because of Legends, which is a free DLC attachment to this, but there's also a quest line in the story that requires you to play all of the story modes for Legends, which I'm fine with. Legends, by the way, side tangent, brilliant. Loved it. Very good, very difficult, sort of made me think Dark Souls-esque. One of the boss fights really did my head in. Fun by the end of it, but it was a bit of a bait and switch to some degree. Well, not even a bait and switch. It was just a sort of, right, you've done this, now do more of it. Ha ha ha! We've got you now. Yeah, that was a bit annoying. You can see that all in the playlist for this video, by all means. But yes, there was that, but we played through Legends, which gave me a tutorial, which meant I could get up to speed with the character fighting, the character movesets again, and learn how to use all my techniques, and a bit of Googling on the side, just because some stuff like unblockable parries and dodges and da-da-da-da-da-da, so I needed to do that. But otherwise, yes, once I got back into the flow of things, game played fantastically, game looks fantastic. There are so many parts of this that when I played Breath of the Wild, I kept mentioning a few bits and pieces of Ghost of Tsushima. One of the things is the horse. You press one button, and no matter where you are or where your horse was, your horse spawns in behind you and appears. Perfect. Nintendo, you should have done that with Epona or any of the horses in Breath of the Wild. But yes, okay, you've got the ancient armor, but I would have really liked it with Epona. That's another rant. That's a different game. I'm going to park that to the side. Continuing with this. Brilliant mechanic, love the sword fighting, just I love the ghost weapons, I love the extra weapons, I love the stealth abilities. Like I said, Assassin's Creed done right. You sneak up, you assassinate people, you can chain assassinate. I would have liked to double assassinate, but I suppose with the chain assassination, that's kind of how you do that. So yeah, if we could get Sucker Punch to make an Assassin's Creed game, I would be a very, very happy Ezio, but that's neither here nor there. As I said, soundtrack is absolutely beautiful. You heard a bit of it there while I was talking. And yeah, we've got hours of gameplay into this, and it's been an absolute joy. And I'm more than a bit sad that we're not going to play any more of it, because I don't think there's any more DLC on the horizon. So next stop is Ghost of Tsushima 2, if the rumours are true at the time of recording. I did mention the DualSense controller, so I'll mention that. This thing has blown me away. I have yet to play a PS5 game. I've got many PS4 games. I've yet to play a PS5 game. I am really happy Ghost of Tsushima was the first PS5 game I played on it, even if it was just the DLC expansion. Everything from the motion controls to these triggers. The resistance on the triggers when you pull out your bow and then the trigger gets harder to press when you're drawing back the string. You feel a bit of resistance with the mid bow, with the small bow, and then the long bow is just I love this thing. I wish I could get this to work with my PC with all the effects in, well, all the bells and whistles working. I know that's a pipe dream, but still, it would be nice. It would be nice if I could get a Yakuza game to work with it as well, but whatever. I'm not entirely sure how they plumb that in. Anyway, and I think that's everything. I think I've ranted on long enough about this game. I absolutely adore Ghost of Tsushima. It is still one of my favourite games of all time. I might play the new Game Plus off stream. I don't know. I might do it at some point. In terms of trophies, because it says on our playthrough 100%. Now that's by my own criteria. You know what? It does dawn on me. I haven't actually done this to 100%. But you know what? I've called it Journey's End, so I'm going to run with Journey's End anyway. Oh, never mind. Story. Out of the past. Yeah, we've done all the story stuff. So if 100% of the story, I'm fine with that. And there's one hidden trophy left. Okay, I might do that just to wrap this thing up. But once again, there we go. Yeah, no, I'll do that later. Anyway, with that said and done, I think that's everything. So, until our paths next cross again, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are, and as always, until our paths next cross again, the vortex awaits. And I'll see you all next time.